thank you, Sarpan sir, for handing over the microphone to me. Good morning, everyone. Respected judges, my dear teachers, and my dear family. Myself, Mohan Varish, and I am from class 9. So, in our lab, we have got the opportunity to build the atomic structure. So, we have not serially made all the atoms or the structures of the atoms. Instead, we have made this atom's name is hydrogen. This one is helium, the third one is boron, this one is nitrogen, and this one is oxygen. So actually, the quest of finding the subatomic particles of the atom is very long. At first, Dalton put forward his theory, which is the Dalton's atomic theory, and then he said that atoms are the individual smallest particles of matter, and they cannot be broken further by any chemical reaction. Also, but later it was proved to be wrong, because nowadays we know that in atoms there are three subatomic particles: electron, proton, and neutron. And these protons and neutrons are further made up of various type of quarks. So his theory was later proved to be wrong. The electron was first discovered by J.J. Thomson, and respectively the proton was discovered, and at last the neutron was discovered. Electron carries negative charge, so its symbol is E minus, e to the power minus. Minus is written in the upward direction, upward side. The symbol of proton is P plus, and the symbol of neutron is N, small n, and it does not carry any charge, so it is electrically neutral. So there are some characteristics of each fundamental particles of matter, such as the charge that is carried by electron is negative, and its quantity in coulomb is minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Coulomb is the unit of charge. We have known this, and the unit of electric charge that proton carries is positive. It is plus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. And the charge of neutron is electrically neutral. So we can say that the electric charge of electron is simply minus 1, and electric charge of proton is simply plus 1. Again, the mass of electron is negligible compared to the mass of protons and neutrons. The mass of neutron is minus 8.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg, which is very less than 1 AMU. Actually, AMU is the unit in which the mass of subatomic particles and the atoms are measured in respect to 1/12 of the mass of the carbon-12 isotope of carbon. So, the mass of proton is 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 24 kg, which is approximately 1.0078 AMU, which is atomic mass unit. Again, the mass of neutron is almost similar to that of the mass of proton. It is 1.7 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg, which is also approximately 1 AMU. So, in counting the atomic mass of every element, the mass of electron is not considered. Only the mass of protons and neutrons, or the total numbers of protons and neutrons, are counted. So again, the mass number is represented by capital A, and the atomic number, which is the total numbers of protons that is found in the nucleus, is denoted by the capital letter Z. Capital letter Z. So let us come. After the scientists have discovered the subatomic particles, so they started in quest that how they are arranged inside the atoms. So at first the theory was put forward by J.J. Thomson. He compared the atom with when we have all eaten watermelons in our life. So when we cut the watermelon in half, then we get two spheres mainly, which is one is red color one, which is edible part, and another one is black color one. So if we
according to him, if we cut the atom in half, then we will see that the positively charged sphere is compared to that of the red edible part of the watermelon, and the electrons are embedded in it just like the seeds are embedded in the edible part. His theory was proved to be wrong, because nowadays we know that the total size of amount of mass of the total volume of nucleus is only 99 point. The amount of empty space in atom is 99.9999%. So this much percent is empty, but he said that atom is full from the inside. It is not hollow. Later, another one scientist came. His name was Rutherford. So he was a very great scientist. Most of the nuclear scientists that are related to nuclear energy are his very students, such as Oppenheimer. Then the third scientist which we will discuss now, which is Niels Bohr. These all were the students of Rutherford. So Rutherford did an experiment, which is the gold foil experiment, in which he took a zinc sulfide fluorescent screen. While doing this experiment, because zinc sulfide is such a material which when comes in contact with any charge, it gives glow. So it will be very much easier to know if the electrons are carrying any charge or not. At first, he used a gold foil. The reason for him to choose the gold foil was that because gold foil was only 1000 atom thick. So when he put a laser of alpha particles, which is He++ atoms through them, he saw that most of the atoms were passing in the straight line, and the zinc sulfide screen was glowing. But some of them were deflected, and some of them were also turned on the way which they came. So from this experiment, he concluded three things: that that most of the space between the atoms are empty. Again, as He++ atom is positively charged, so when it comes to the near in contact with the nucleus, as both are carrying positively charged, so they repel off. But when one He++ atom directly hits the nucleus, then it returns to its own way. So based on this experiment, he put forward his atomic theory, in which he said that electrons revolve around the nucleus in circular orbits. But he did not mention that the energy of all the circular orbits are similar. Later it was discovered that by classical thermodynamics, when any particle is rotating around, it radiates energy back. So his student Niels Bohr fulfilled this contradiction, and he put forward his another theory, which is Niels Bohr atomic theory, in which he said that electrons move outer side of the nuclear atoms in fixed circular orbit, and while moving, they do not radiate any energy. Later he also put forward various formulas for calculating the radius and energy of the hydrogen, like single new electron-like species. So now we will directly come to the characteristics of the models that I have made. So this one is hydrogen, and its characteristic is that when in standard condition in the earth, it is a colorless, non-toxic and highly flammable gas. So its electronic configuration is 1s1, which we will, this system is an orbital system, which we will learn in higher classes. So its valency is also 1. Its mass atomic number is 1, and it does not have any neutron in the center. Here we can see that it has only one proton and one electron. As I have told before, that the mass of an atom is equal to the sum of mass of protons and neutrons, as the mass of proton is only 1, so its mass is only 1. And because we have, it is impossible to make such a real model of hydrogen, because all the 99.9999% is empty. So if we make this model, then it will, I think, cover the whole school. So we have just made a prototype. So again, this one is